Alright YouTube, what up? Your boy Chicago's back with another video. We're doing a regional recap, and this is the final and third regional of the winter split. This is won all the marbles to make the winter major. And so right now in the background we got a replay of us versus Optic in the semis, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, this recap's gonna be a little bit different than the last one, to be honest. I didn't really like how the last one came out. It was just too much talking, too many replays. So instead, I'm just gonna basically just have a replay in the background and talk about our weekend and how it went and what we needed to do. So a lot of teams in the running for these spots in the major. The only team that was clinched was Gen G. So it was a very important weekend for about every team. And our scenarios were, again, they were pretty comfortable. We were third or fourth in points coming into these regional. But we had a pretty good lead over the fifth team behind us. We still had to do well though. There was no, like just throwing the tournament, gain 9th through 12th and expecting to get in. So we knew we wanted to do well. We were in the quote unquote group of death, which was us, SSG, Furia, and Ghost. So we definitely had the toughest group, if not one of the toughest, I guess. Can't really say the toughest. But yeah, our clinch was the top 4, and we really just wanted to win our group and get top 8, and hopefully, who knows, maybe some teams will troll, maybe some scenarios will go our way. And by the end of Friday, if we do our job, we can get in and get clinched. So anyways, we start off with our first match with Ghost. It's a little bit of a sketchy one. We come off a little bit rough. Get back into it, 3-1. Nothing too much of a sweat there. And then second match was actually against Furia. So pretty crazy second match. They beat us last. We haven't played this new Furia roster, which is lost. Super good team. Super, chaotic with loss, because that's just the way he plays. Ooh, look at that air dribble. Pain. But anyways, we actually do lose that series in 4. We were kind of just making bad mistakes. Like, our offense wasn't bad. Our defense was a little bit poor, though. We kept giving them free goals. And, yeah, so just not the greatest series from us. Take the loss, 4-1, or 3-1. So now we're 1-1 in our group. And Furia is 1-1, SSG is 2-0, and Ghost is 0-2 at this point. So the last match of our day is SSG to, try and just not get last in the group, because there was definitely a time where, if situations go perfectly and we might have lost a certain situation, we could have got last in the group. So we were just trying to win the match to just guarantee a playoff match. But we end up 3-0ing, really stepping up and having the ice, because we obviously talked about, maybe if we 3-0 we can get first, but we weren't really like thinking about it, but we just had it. We talked about it, and the boys iced up, to be honest. That's all we can say. We had a really good series versus SSG. Everyone was playing super lights out, good decision making, cleaned up the defense, cleaned up the decision making, got better throughout the series. And what ends up happening is Furia actually kind of chokes versus Ghost and loses a game 5 overtime. And that, I'm not going to explain the scenarios. Maybe I'll insert a picture of the groups. But because of that, the way tiebreakers are created, it turns out that Furia gets last place in that group because they're 1 and 2. And, that's crazy. That's a crazy result. But anyways, long story short, a bunch of matches happen through the playoffs, and a lot of scenarios end up going our way. Like, teams that are in the major running end up playing each other, knocking each other out, which obviously is good for us because that just helps our scenarios. We want all these major teams getting out, and especially if there's 2 teams that are possibly knocking each other out, that's even better, right? So, great news is we end up, by the end of Friday, we're all watching together, and we see all of our scenarios, or the scenarios that we need to clinch, end up happening. So because of that, on Friday, we get to clinch for San Diego, which is honestly one of the better feelings in this game entirely. We've had it happen to us a couple times, but there's truly nothing like clinching the major, that feeling that you have that day. And because it's just all the hard work you put in for that split, those couple months. And online is really stressful, to be honest. It's really, really mentally taxing. So that feeling is just super good. And then it's also fun because now we get to go in the rest of the tournament with no real pressure, it feels like. So as I was saying, we play our top 8 match. We have V1 in our quarters. And our side of the bracket is all these teams that need to make major, and they're fighting for their life. So it's kind of a dogfight, and we're in there just kind of standing in teams away. So we play a V1 series, and if you guys want to go watch it, it probably wasn't the most pretty series, but to be honest, it was a super entertaining series. Like Game 7, nail biter, really, gritty, I guess you would call it, because both teams were not playing their best. V1, obviously, you could probably tell, was a little bit nervous just because they have a lot to play for to make the major. And we weren't playing our best, but still wasn't bad. Game 7 series, Atomic hits a crazy double with about 5 seconds left that, puts the nail in the coffin. The boys are hyped because, we've gotten top 4 both regionals, and then this is the one where we want to get at least top 2 or obviously win. Because we haven't won this whole season, we're really looking to do so. So fast forward to Sunday, we're playing against Optic Gaming, Everyone loves Optic. They're pulling off a Cinderella run, and we kind of stand in their way because they have to win the regional to make the major. That's all they got to do. They got to win. They have the control. So we go up against them, and obviously it was a 4-0, but I really do think we were playing super well as 8 times. Anyways, we 4-0 them. They were playing with a lot of nerves, you could tell, because they actually had something to play for. Whereas before they could really just, not care, just have fun. But now they're like, oh, we could actually make this thing if we do well. So I think you can tell they felt the pressure. And yeah, so we ended up 4-0-ing. It was pretty clinical, fun series. Fast forward, we get into the grand finals versus FaZe, a team that's probably the hottest in NA right now for sure. And again, this is our first grand finals of the season, but we really want to win it. We felt like we were playing well, and we come into the FaZe series, and honestly our first 3 games were really good. Just probably some small mistakes. I haven't really looked over it back too much, but yeah, a lot of probably tiny mistakes, but I felt overall that we were doing pretty well. Our decision making, our offense, our defense. And then it was actually this game 3 OT that we're watching right now where we lost, where I think it was kind of just switched our momentum and our mental a little bit, and we kind of just started making stupid mistakes, started playing a lot worse. So gotta fix that, but it happens. I do think we were playing well though, so I am excited to take stuff from it and just get better and continue building off of it. But again, obviously really wanted to win, do well. Would have been lovely to get a regional win again, but I guess we can do that next split. All good. And actually, because of this grand finals where we did lose to FaZe, and FaZe got first, so they're looking very good right now. Best team in there, probably. We end up getting in FaZe's group for the major. So it's us, G1, and Crew. And yeah, a pretty tough group, but you're at the major. What group's not going to be tough, right? I'm excited though. Should be fun. I think we're going to do 100 times better at this major, to be honest. I just have a weird feeling. I just feel like you're going to see a good performance from us. And I'm really excited to get back to work because we have a little bit of a break right now. We're going to get better. But yeah, nothing but excitement for the next major. And obviously I'll make a major recap, but that's over a month from now. So let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see down in the comments below. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.